Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I am Aphrodite, aka Madame Suave. If you are new here, I would like to welcome you to the community. Be sure to check the description box below and like, comment, share, and subscribe if you feel called to. Remember that energy is timeless and fluid. This could be past, present, or future energy. Flip roles if they need to be reversed, and only take what resonates, leaving the rest for who it is meant for. So I don't have a title yet, okay, but we're gonna go ahead and get into the message that was given to me. So there has been many spiritual laws broken in targeting you and your life, but you were protected from it because you carry the law within you. Okay, you are the fulfillment of the law. So this was done over a period of time which was unknown to you, which this was actually used to protect you. Okay, this actually protected you and worked to your benefit. Okay, I was also hearing the power of the Lord is here. I feel it in the atmosphere. Okay, that is a gospel song, but you anchored yourself in the perfect position to be in constant communion with his will, the perfect position to hear, the perfect position to be molded and refined, the perfect position to rise, the perfect position to see his vision for you and your life. And as you magnify him, he has been increasing your power that is going to overflow like an erupting volcano, forming new rock and new strength, turning your adversaries into ash, altering their health, contaminating their environment to become uninhabitable for any form of life. Now, this scripture came up before in one of my previous messages, however, it arose again. So I'm going to go ahead and read it in its entirety. O Lord, rebuke me not in thy wrath, neither chasten me in thy hot displeasure. For thine arrows stick fast in me, and thy hand presseth me sore. There is no soundness in my flesh because of thine anger, neither is there any rest in my bones because of my sin. For mine iniquities are gone over mine head, as a heavy burden they are too heavy for me. My wounds stink and are corrupt because of my foolishness. I am troubled, I am bowed down greatly, I go mourning all the day long. For my loins are filled with a loathsome disease, and there is no soundness in my flesh. I am feeble and sore broken. I have roared my reason of the disquietness of my heart. Lord, all my desire is before thee, and my groaning is not hid from thee. My heart panteth, my strength faileth me. As for the light of mine eyes, it also is gone from me. My lovers and my friends stand aloof from my sore, and my kinsmen stand afar off. They also that seek after my life lay snares for me, and they seek my hurt, speak mischievous things, and imagine deceits all the day long. But I, as a deaf man, heard not, and I was as a dumb man that openeth not his mouth. Thus I was a man that heareth not, and in whose mouth are no reproofs. For in thee, O Lord, do I hope thou wilt hear, O Lord my God. For I said, hear me, lest otherwise they should rejoice over me. When my foot slippeth, they magnify themselves against me. For I am ready to halt, and my sorrow is continually before me. For I will declare mine iniquity, I will be sorry for my sin, but mine enemies are lively, and they are strong, and they that hate me wrongfully are multiplied. They also that render evil for a good are mine adversaries, because I follow the thing that good is. Forsake me not, O Lord, O my God, be not far from me. Make haste to help me, O Lord, my salvation. Now, one thing that I did not mention when I previously read this scripture, and it just has now come to me, because I'm not sure if I read it in its entirety last time, but as I'm sitting here and I'm reading it and I'm thinking to myself, like, this sounds like someone who is victimizing themselves. This sounds like a guilty person with a guilty conscience who wants to place themselves in the position of, God seeing them differently, or, God having some sort of sympathy for them, for the position that they are in, when they are clearly admitting that it is their fault that they are in the position that they are in. Because I don't know about you guys, but I have never had any enemies who were stronger than I am. And that's what happens when you are on the right side of God, when you are on the side of God, because God protects you, and your enemies feel weak to you because you have the power of God within you. So that is why I'm saying this scripture actually makes no sense. I don't want to say like it makes no sense, but it makes no sense. Okay, this sounds like someone, like I said, who is guilty. This is someone who has not yet began to see themselves, but are fully seen by God. And it's almost like, how are you? This is kind of what I'm getting, is it's like someone trying to gaslight God. How are you going to gaslight God knowing that he sees all and knows all? This is someone who is worried about their own pride and their own image, because it says, for I said, hear me, lest otherwise they should rejoice over me. When my foot slippeth, they magnify themselves against me. So And when I hear when my foot slippeth, and yes, for some of you, and I'm going to get there, yes, some of you have had people who came up against you just for you purely existing, okay? For you purely existing. But kind of what I'm getting here is that this is all happening due to some form of iniquity and sin, okay? It literally says, I will declare mine iniquity. However, in coming to God, you are saying nothing. Why are you talking about everything that someone else has done to you, but not talking about what you have done? Why are you coming saying, okay, I'm going to lay it all, I am bearing it all here, but you are not admitting to anything that you did? The only thing that you are saying is, oh, I'm hurt. You're crying at the foot of God, but are you admitting anything? Have you laid down your pride and your ego before God? No, you have not. Whew. Okay. This is literally someone having a pity party, woe is me, because of their own consequences, the consequences that they are facing for their own actions. And you expect, oh, I'm trying not to cuss, but you expect God to care. Literally, yes. So all I'm going to say is, yes, this is someone who flips stories in order to make themselves a victim, to be like, oh, I am so weak. I am so weak. Why are you so weak? You understand what I'm saying? Because if you were someone who was on the side of God, if you are a follower of God, you know, God is going to make you strong against, it doesn't matter how many people come up against you. You would still be able to keep going. So I'm going to stop there. If I have some more to say after that, but I'm going to leave that there, okay? And let me just say that nothing sent towards you touched you because you were obedient to his call. You heard and were obedient to his call, but the same cannot be said for your adversaries who sit in torment and despair, who only know wrath and anger with no need to heed because they knew not that you were he, and the revelation only made their anger and desire grow stronger. But their baby aggression is nothing compared to the wrath of God. They only burned their own insides. Now, someone may also be feeling smoky on the inside. I was also hearing rare health condition. Okay, so there was someone with a rare health condition who was speaking or wishing bad against your health because they saw how fruitful, abundant, joyous, and prosperous that you were. They needed or was seeking your healing. And so this could also be, like I said, this could be a response from God, as y'all just saw, okay, because that man is mad. And let me just say, it's very interesting how, and I was going to wait because there's something else that is going to come up, but it is so interesting how, you know, the weather has been so nice, and all of a sudden, you know, today it was raining out of nowhere. I think it started raining overnight or like very early this morning, okay? It started raining, and I'm hearing that word morning, okay? Some sort of, yes. So I'm going to speak about it later, but there could have also been some sort of sudden news, okay? Yeah, so they needed or were seeking your healing despite their impure intentions, but access was denied, which made them grow angrier and their health to become worse. This is all mental, spiritual, emotional, and physical, because low vibrational entities feed on low vibrations. They get in where they fit in or wherever they see an opening, and they were wide open and only opening wider. It's like when you think nothing can get any worse, and then it does, okay? That's literally what is happening, okay? So they cannot escape anything that is happening, having a hard time finding pleasure. They are essentially locked into place to face their future or reality, okay? Or something has been locked and solidified. Like I keep reiterating, and I'm not going to keep reiterating it. Like, I don't know how many times I have to say it. And I'm feeling like at this point, I am feeling like God is saying, like, if you're not going to heed, like, it's just going to be shown to you, okay? So they are locked into place to face their future or reality. There is no light in it, no light at the end of the tunnel. So there is, or you will be having a higher angelic presence, spirits, as well as ancestors. Now, for some, this is not a good thing. This is a sign of spiritual warfare, okay? So someone is trying to hide something from you, but you need to trust your intuition and emotional insights. You are feeling some sort of deception, or you can feel this in the energy, okay? You are feeling some deception, but are being guided to the truth. You are already feeling the presence, okay? You are already feeling some kind of presence that is growing more intense. So there is an indecision, which is going to lead you to a surprise. And I do not mean that in a good way. It's not going to be a good surprise, okay? There's some sort of discussion, okay? There's some sort of discussion that requires you to be careful, discreet, and private with no one else around. And you need to keep it minimal until you've reached a conclusion, okay? There is someone who is trying to talk you out of something. Also, and this is what I was going to say, you know, it was very weird, like how it just was raining all of a sudden, okay? But you are getting some sudden information that may cause some conflict between you and someone else, or just some sort of conflict, period. I'm not really sure. But there is also someone you need to stop discussing things with and make a wise decision, okay? Because you are talking to and sharing information with the very person that you should not be. So during this upgrade, okay, I don't even mention, did I mention? Oh yes, I kind of mentioned that you guys were going to have like, you know, an upgrade. I said, you know, God was increasing your power. Okay. So yes, so I didn't mention the word upgrade, but anyway, so during this upgrade, you can expect more astral travels as well as as well as visitors from your spirit guides. There is a lot getting ready to unfold. Okay. New phases of time and evolution, higher states of communication, accessing new dimensions and aspects within your gifts. Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and give some confirmations for you guys before I end it out. Whew. Oh my goodness. Okay. So let me just read off what I have here. Okay, so Dallas is relevant, as well as the name Jamal, Nevada, New Jersey, California, Alabama, Georgia, the DMV, Washington, Kansas City. Someone here may be a UC fighter, or UC fighter, a UFC fighter, but someone could go to some sort of UC school, okay? But someone may be a UFC fighter, or maybe, I don't know, you like watching UFC fighting, okay? North Dakota is relevant, as well as North Carolina, Cincinnati, California. Someone here may be the ages 29, 32, 49, born in the year 84, 58, 53. Someone may be 41 or 51. Also, if those are like your birthdays, I don't know, you guys can take the numbers and figure out what those mean for you, okay? Also, the UK is relevant. Maryland, London, Canada. Wait, did I already say the UK? Okay, I said the UK twice, so the UK is very, very relevant, okay? West Vancouver, Detroit, and Tulum, okay? So that is the end of today's message. I hope that you got something from this message. I hope that this message was helpful to you. If you enjoyed this message, if you enjoy my content, my channel, my energy, etc., I do ask that you like, comment, share, and subscribe if you feel called to. And I'll see you guys on next time. I love you all. Bye.